Shalom, this is GMS Online Sit Downs coming back with the lesson. First off and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. This is going to be a news update concerning Venezuela. A news update, but also an inside look on how it's gonna be all over the world, man. You know, these are the beginning stages of the sedition among men. You know, rising up against the government, the famine. You know, rumors of wars. America wants to invade Venezuela, but they can't cross the border and stuff like that. There's a lot of things going on, but Venezuela is basically an example, man. You know, an example to what is gonna come to America, what's gonna come to a lot of countries in Europe. You see people rising up in France. They're still busy with yellow vest. You know, things is gonna go crazy in a couple of. It can go crazy in a couple of days, man. You know, you never know when this is about to hit. You know, but the reason I clicked on this article is because it says blackout hits day 5. Now I saw this picture, Venezuela blackout, Google Earth. I saw this picture. It was on Google Earth, from Google Earth, and you saw basically a dark spot, Venezuela. Everything is black, no light, blackout, no electricity. It's complete blackout, man. So I had this. What can I type, man? View South America. I can't find it. I believe I have it on my phone. What you see is basically, you see South America like this. The view, the satellite view. Oh, maybe I should type that. Blackout satellite. No, it doesn't pop up. It doesn't pop up, man. But what you would see in the picture is basically lights everywhere in all the countries, but then Venezuela is completely black. So yeah, man, without further ado, man, I'm gonna read some of these things that is going on. But the point I wanted to make basically was day 5, man. So just have in mind, no electricity for 5 days. The 5th day, this is the 5th day, and shit is getting worse and worse by the day, man. When people don't eat for a week, they already go. They call it. I don't know what they call it exactly, but basically they turn on their so-called instincts and they turn into survival mode, man. The mind of humans basically becomes different, man. There is no compassion. There is no, you know, friendship. It's just survival, and keeping your family alive. Don't give no shit about nobody's emotions, and that's good, because that needs to come back, because all this coming together and one love nonsense that's garbage, man. That's bullshit. After 400 years of slavery, you want to come with all love? After rape, robbing, murdering the whole earth, you want to come with one love? After um, uh, messing up the sons of the Most High so badly, you want to come with one love? It's too late, man. You too late, nigga. Like they say in the movie. So this is www.zerohedge.com, and it says looters pillage Venezuela supermarkets as crippling blackout hits day 5. Looting and violence are rapidly on the rise as Venezuela enters its 5th day without power across most of the country, though some reports suggest as much as 30% of power has returned to parts of the capital city Caracas. The UK Daily Mail has published a series of shocking photographs showing the aftermath of mobs looting supermarkets in Caracas as things turn desperate. The already politically unstable Latin American country was plunged into darkness after last Thursday night. All but one of the 23 states suffered mass blackouts. As reports, so here you see, this is not even that bad, man, because there's still a lot of stuff, in the rack. But it's gonna get worse by the day, man. If a blackout keeps going on, keeps continuing, people are gonna get desperate, man. Plus the famine that is in the land, no food. People have to go into the forest to get food and stuff like that, to go fishing, get fruits out of the forest, and now also electricity outage, which messes people up, man, because no electricity means no running water, no running water, no clean water. You basically are not gonna be able to bathe yourself. Of course, in the Amazon, you have waters, rivers, so they can still bathe. But the city slickers, so called, the city slickers, they're gonna be simple. They will turn, because they're simple, man. People that live on the in the field, basically people that live outside of the cities, they know how to survive, man. But the people in the city, man, they're gonna go buck wild, because this system is how you say that, the system pushes simplicity. So it says, as reports of approaching 20 or more deaths at hospitals attempting to operate with faulty backup generators came in over the weekend. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. So hospitals are running risks of people dying, man. So more than 20 people died because there's no electricity, man. The generators, even the backup generators, have to be activated. And for as far as I know, those backup generators also have work for an extended period of time. Reuters noted electricity experts said that outage was most likely due to failures in the transmission system, and the government lacks the equipment. Salakia, man, Satan. And the government lacks the equipment and staff to repair them, which is nonsense. Because you got more people need to work, people need money, so there will be enough people that will be yeah, in the position to fix it. Which I'm in the electricity, so it can't be that big of a deal. You know, well, actually, there's two sides to it, but I'm not gonna go into that. But you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be that big of a deal. Let me put it like that. You know, because if so many places are without electricity, you know, there was a big how you say that, short circuit. Gone. There was a big short. There could have been a big short circuit, or you know, things like that. The scene of looting in Baruta, Caracas earlier today. Security forces arrived in large numbers and eventually gained control over the situation there. Yeah, whatever. Nowadays, there's cookies everywhere, man. Well, maybe it's better I don't play it. Señora, por eso es que yo por eso, y cuando tuvieron la tragedia, pues, ¿a dónde vinieron? Cuando tuvo la tragedia de la vacuada, vinieron a pedir cacao aquí. Yo por esa gente no hago nada. Ahora que te digo, párate con la vaina y te rompe. Míralo con los colchones. Ajá, debe ser que tienen hambre y se van a comer un colchón, los imbéciles de eso. Y hasta los haraganes, las escobas, todo se lo llevaron. Bueno, le sacaron el negocio del amigo del plástico. Por tal que vayan a ir con la perfumería también. So you see the chaos that's going on there. Stores are being robbed empty. People are not paying attention to each other no more. You know, which is going to be step 2. People, their hands is going to be in the hands of their in the necks of their neighbors. You know, for lack of food. Reuters further described already scarce food rotting in shops. So food is spoiling, man, but still people are going buck wild, robbing the whole store, man. Homes suffering for lack of water and cell phones without reception. And the Daily Mail reported pictures revealed that some supermarkets in the capital have been left ransacked by desperate residents as they struggle to find food. So Venezuela is getting jacked up, man. Venezuela is getting jacked up, which basically is the northern tribes that are being jacked up, man. Remember, the northern tribes were the first to fall, man. The northern tribes were the first to fall, so the Most High is doing the same thing again, man. You know, putting judgment upon these northern tribers, man, because they wicked as fuck, man. They wicked as fuck. You know, they hate the so-called Negro people, the dark skin Jakes. They hate them. You know, they often hate themselves, which is a common thing within Israel. You know, but they worship idols. You know, so the Most High is putting judgment upon them and giving us an insight on what's about to happen. Here you see martial law. Not necessarily martial. I'm not saying it's martial law in Venezuela, but you know, people getting arrested and a high percentage of military forces in the streets in their own country. You know, which military forces are not. It's not common that military forces engage in their own country. They're supposed to fight in other countries and not in their own. So that would mean the approach of martial law. Now, if we go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 13, it says this: And it shall come to pass in that day Salakia. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. So if we look up that word tumult, it says ma'awama, ma'awama. That's the Hebrew word, the ancient Hebrew word ma'awama, ma'awama. No, mahawama, wahama, slakia, mahawama. Okay, tumult, confusion, disquietude, discomfiture, destruction, trouble, vexed, vexation, tumult, confusion, disturbance, turmoil, man. Let's look that up. Turmoil meaning. It's like a turmoil, a state of great disturbance, confusion, uncertainty. Plague. This is the Dutch word for plague. I don't know why it all of a sudden is Dutch. I think because I just looked up something, wanted to translate it from Dutch to English. I think that's the reason. Why doesn't it say English? It's supposed to say English here, right? What is this? Yeah, never mind. Oh, because it is an English word, of course. Turmoil. It says turmoil translated to. Of course, it's not gonna say English because the word itself is English. But I thought this was the meaning. Pandemonium is also a good word for it. Wild and noisy disorder or confusion, uproar. So that goes hand in hand. It says chaos, mayhem, uproar, disturbance. So that's what's coming to other places in the world, man. This is a great disturbance, a great turmoil that the Most High is causing to happen, man. Because what does the scripture say? It's in Amos city, Amos chapter 5, I believe, or maybe 9. Oh, 3. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh had not done it? You see, so the Most High is causing all these things to happen. People to bug out, people getting arrested, of course, females getting raped. However you want to twist and turn it, that's what is happening, man. That is what is happening. You got Venezuelan females, so-called latinas, that used to have good jobs, like being a doctor's assistant, to being lawyers and advocates, stuff like that. So-called business women. They are now prostituting themselves for a sandwich, man, or for some food. So not only that, prostituting themselves, but people is also getting aggressive, and that's the hand of the neighbor, the man holding the hand of his neighbor. Is that uproar, and is that calamity, that chaos that is gonna cause people to fight against each other. So let's see. Let me start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world." Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And we can see that, man. And this is a prime example, man. The 5th day, and people is bugging out, man. Total chaos. You know, total chaos, man. And this is even while people are already basically used to the lack of food that is in the land, man. People are already getting accustomed to the lack of food. Not accustomed, but they've been dealing with this for a while now. The lack of food. So if this comes to a place that is completely at rest, like England or Holland or certain states in America, where they just got everything that they need and shit like that, then it's gonna be basically a 180 degree turn, which is gonna bug people out, man. It's gonna bug people the fuck out, man. So this is a good example of what's about to come. So it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. This represents race wars. Because during these times, you're gonna have people joining back onto their own people, man, and setting up gangs, to protect and to take care of themselves. So people are gonna fight with swords in their hands, spiritual swords. Not spiritual swords, but modern day swords are weapons, guns. But then you have machetes too, which are basically swords also. Which in this city, El Espiritu Santo, was it that? Espiritu Santo, a city in Brazil. The cops went on a strike, and then people also started chopping other people's heads off with machetes and stuff. Demons got raped in the broad daylight. That's the vibration that is coming to this world, man. That's why verse 14 says, "Woe," which means destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. Which is that's what we are approaching, man. Verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men." Now, if you look up the word sedition, there shall be sedition among men. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority or state or monarch. So that's what they're doing, because the state doesn't allow you to basically rob the supermarkets. So they are already rising up, man. I saw clips of people throwing Molotov cocktails to the cops and stuff like that. So it's completely going crazy over there, man. Even in this situation, in the blackout, normal life still continues in Venezuela. People getting married, man. It's unbelievable. Here's a video of a new wed couple getting married in a dark church. You see? Normal life still continues. That's why the scripture says, man, just like in the days of Noah, people were still marrying and giving in marriage. So this is spiritual, man. This is spiritual. People be thinking like, yeah, how can there be chaos everywhere and people are and the scripture says that people are still gonna be marrying. Here you see it, man. People are eating each other in Venezuela. People are turning into cannibals. People are robbing the stores, raping females in the streets, but people still thinking about getting married. You see? So that's not a strange thing that the scripture says that. So so now we know what sedition means: rise against the government. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, which is the authorities, which we just looked it up. Inciting people to rebel against the authority. A king and a prince is the authority. So the modern day kings and the princes are the government. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because you're gonna have roadblocks, man. You're gonna have roadblocks, checkpoints. You want to go into the city, but you're not able. They're gonna block the road, to keep control over the people, because it often looks like the people are the weak ones. But if they stand strong, they can actually overthrow the whole government. But that's something that they can't see. They are dumb. They are like dumb dogs, man. You know, I saw this one picture of a donkey. He was tied to a plastic chair like this. You know, and he thought he didn't have the power to basically just drag that chair with him, man. Which he has, but he doesn't see that. He doesn't know that. You know, I'm not condoning those people to rise up against the government, but hey, it's part of prophecy. It's gonna happen anyway. You know, um, for because of oh yeah, I was gonna show this like this, yeah. Checkpoints, people getting searched, big booty bitches getting searched. Yeah, man. And what do you think that these cops is gonna do, man? What do you think that these military personnel is gonna do, man? When whole families is getting laid on the floor like that, man. These females that be looking like this, man, they will be snatched out, man. You know, they will be taken around the corner while the rest of the family is still on the ground, man. That's a time of war, man. That's martial law. That's martial meaning war, and law, the law of war, man. You know, it's gonna be a time of war where rules are being broken continuously, even by the government itself, which the government always breaks rules anyway. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of lack of bread, and for great tribulation. You see? So that great tribulation is coming, which is gonna cause great chaos, and people killing, murdering each other for lack of food, man. You know, so this is an example of Venezuela. We're gonna stay updated with videos concerning this, like we always do within GMS. We stay updated concerning the news, being Watchman, you know, and this is gonna switch gears soon, man. You know, it's day 5. You know, yasharahla, this sedition is gonna be extended, man. So yeah, with that, this was GMS on the sit downs with the news update. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.